Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So we are from group 3. So today we will present about our group assignment. So let me introduce to you our group members first. We stand with 6 people. First, Zati Amani binti Ahmad Zafadli. Second, Cik Wan Nur Alia Eliana binti Cik Wan Asmawi. Third, Nurin Atiyah binti Muhammad Azanir. Fourth, Nazarina Amira binti Raimi. Fifth, Nur Aifah Shihab binti Muhammad Fadli. And last, we have Nur Alisa Safia binti Mak Nasir. So first, I will explain about our planning phase for this assignment. So this is our summarized from proposal report. We address the issue ineffective to communication in the workplace. We focusing on Miss Nurjidah, the owner of KB Brewster Gombada. The company moved to its current site in Gombada after being found in bawah Jambatan Hiliran Kuala Terengganu. The crews for the KB Brewster, we have crews for the kitchen, barista, and marketing are separate inside the company. The value of efficient communication in business is discussed in the report's conclusion, along with the significance of comprehending the operation of the company and the difficulties experienced by entrepreneurs while solving communication problems. So this is our initial letter of invitation. We wrote this letter to invite Miss Jidah to have an interview session with us. So our interview will be on 6th November 2023. The venue was in KB Brewster Gombada. We spent about 1 hour on the interview session.
Comment made on the invitation letter by group 1 for our group letter. So they said that we demonstrate a sense of etiquette where we still introduce ourselves formally to the owner even though the owner has known us when we ask permission from the owner. The second one, we make ethical decision by giving out numbers if the owner wants to make necessary changes, not forget to mention. We also provide the extra contact number in order if the entrepreneur cannot reach the first one. So it's a safest and easiest way to communicate. The third one, we are following the formal letter format. Accordingly, we get to maintain a positive outlook from the owner. And the next one, we compose a clear invitation letter where we subjected a clear subject line. And we write a polite message where we included salutation before starting our letter. However, there are things that they think it is unnecessary for our letter, which is I hope you are doing well. First of all, let us introduce ourselves. This part is quite informal and we should just straight to the point. So can take a look of the actual letter that delivered to the entrepreneur. So the next one is list of initial interview question. The first question is, can you tell me about your background and what inspired you to become an entrepreneur? The second one is, what is your unique selling proposition or competitive advantage in the market? And the third question is, how do you build manage your team to ensure the success of your business? And the fourth one, what step do you take to ensure that company's mission, value and goals are effectively communicated to all employees? The next, can you share an example of how miscommunication or lack of clarity in instruction led to a significant issue, and what measures were taken to prevent it from happen again? And the last one is, what communication tools or strategies have you found to the most effective in addressing communication challenges within your company?
Next, I'm gonna present about execution phase.
First, this is the activities that have been taken before and during the process of engaging with the entrepreneur until interviewing and videoing the interview session with the entrepreneur. Finding qualified entrepreneur whose perspective match the goals of the interview is the goal of the research and selection process. Second, prepare interviews question. Make sure the entrepreneur knows how important their insights are to the story as a whole by clearly outlining the interview's objective and purpose. Active listening is the hallmark of this stage, in which the interviewer listens intently to the entrepreneur's responses, focusing on subtleties, feelings, and important details. Next, this is the picture of our entrepreneurs with our interviewer.
Next is challenges faced during the period and how to overcome those challenges. First, a limited time of availability of the entrepreneur. This challenge was overcome by providing various alternative times based on the entrepreneur's availability. For the second challenge is the company privacy issue. To overcome this, our group makes sure that the interview scope is made clear and any proprietary or private information disclosed will be kept confidential. Third, entrepreneur didn't have sufficient preparation for the interview. So as the solution, we had provide a list of interview questions in advance for the entrepreneur in order to handle this problem. Last but not least, the interruptions in the audio or video stream during our virtual interviews. But however, these problems have been overcome by having a backup plan. For example, quickly switching to a phone call for audio if video connectivity becomes troublesome. So this is the list of actual interview questions. First, can you tell me about your background and what inspired you to become an entrepreneur? The second one is, what is your unique selling proposition or competitive advantage in the market? Third, how do you build and manage your team to ensure the success of your business? The fourth one is, what step do you take to ensure that your company's missions, value and goals are effectively communicated to all employees? The fifth one is, what is the most effective ways to make the company become successful? Next, can you share an example of how miscommunication or lack of clarity in instructions led to a significant issue and what measures were taken to prevent it from happening again? The seventh one is, apart from having issues with the staff, do you have any miscommunication with others like suppliers or customers? The eighth one is, what communication tools or strategies have you found to be most effective in addressing communication challenges within your company? The last one is, what kind of improvement that your company achieved so far?
Okay, the last one is closing phase. Activities conducted after the completion of the interview and finishing of the reflection report and video presentation. First one is maintaining a positive connection with the interviewee. Second, sustaining audience attention and comprehension requires a coherent and captivating flow. Next, demonstrating a willingness to collaborate in the future. And the last one is strong conclusion should encapsulate the main lesson learned. Okay, next is what our group has gained from the interviewing the entrepreneur from the perspective of internal and external communication. For the internal communication, first one is interviewing entrepreneurs promotes a dynamic process of information transmission inside the company. Second one is gaining knowledge about the entrepreneur's experiences, group understanding of creative problem solving and successful strategies. For the external communication, feel emotionally connected to the personal story which encourage loyalty and trust. Next, learn more about companies' goods and services while also gaining insight into the entrepreneur's experiences. The last one is strengthening consumer appreciation and reaffirming the alignment of customer values with the brand.
So, next is explanation of the communication problems that exist in the company, which is misunderstanding and misinterpretations. Second, organizational coherence and trust may be severely impacted by inconsistent messages inside a corporation. And last one is barrier and lack of cooperation arise from departments or teams operating in isolation, which limits information flow and impedes. So the next one is reasonable solution for the entrepreneur to overcome those barriers is first offering language assistance and cultural sensitivity. Training may improve understanding between parties. Second, providing clarity, cultivating a common understanding. And the third one is advising unity within the organization and be creative and accomplish broad organizational goals. Division must work together. So the last one is recommendation to further improve the assignment for future students who will enroll in this subject. The first one is provide students with practical opportunity to apply communication principles in real world circumstances. These activities go beyond academic notions, include the reflective component in the business communication assignment. Students are encouraged to reflect on and evaluate their own communication skills. And the last one is create exams that immerse students in real world circumstances. Educators are pushing students to use communication concept in challenging commercial contexts. That's all. Thank you.